Based on the several articles you've written about me and Alpha Cartel, do you think a reasonable person would conclude from those articles that you're saying that I made the thing up? Or do you think it's clear that you're not saying that?
I mean, I don't know if you made it up. It never came out that there's something that was the story.
So you don't think that people reading like a reasonable person reading that would conclude that I made up the whole thing?
I haven't read it.
Sorry, what?
Not to say that you made it up, but
Okay, because Gawker, making one of their 2011 People of the Year, says, cooked up a fake war against Mexican drug cartels, and that's obviously based on your reporting because it links straight to one of the articles. So the people at Gawker who are also writing there seem to conclude from what you've written that I made it up, and other people reading what you've written seem to also think that you're saying I made it up. Now, if you don't believe that shit happened, that's fine. I don't think you know enough about the timeline to make that suggestion, but again, that's your right. But to the extent that you're implying by referring to the bullshit operation and all that stuff, as you've done several times in this particular piece, Pace of Anonymous Flees North, blah blah. I think it's pretty. I think not to say nothing of the picture you guys keep using, which is ridiculous, and you know it. I think that. No, leave the picture up. I think it's fantastic. It's in full Gawker form. But look, I think that you're leading people to believe wrongly that I made this thing up. And I think that's evident because Gawker itself, your publication, links to your articles and says Barrett cooked up a fake drug war. Do you think that's a reasonable conclusion for me to make? Well, is Gawker going to address this thing? It's kind of a problem for me. I just got raided by the FBI 2 days ago. I've got you guys, again, constantly implying that I made up this fucking thing. No one in Mexico feels that way. Will you please clarify your latest thing and say you're not saying that I made it up because the fact of the matter is that, again, Gawker itself is linking to your work and saying in that little hyperlink that Barrett Brown made up this thing, and they're using your article as evidence by linking to it sufficient enough to make me one of 2011's most loathsome Gawker characters of the year, which is fantastic. I mean, do you understand what my aggravation is here? Yeah, do you think I lied about anything?
You might have believed it. I don't know. It was bullshit.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell you it's not bullshit. I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff you don't know about this, and this is something it's obviously complicated to follow because there's a lot of sort of information on that. Well, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to believe it. I mean, it's right. Okay. My concern is that you guys that Gawker has claimed that I made it up. You're here telling me you don't think you made it up, but they're relying on your reporting to make that assertion about me. And I tweeted several times about that. I'm sure you guys saw it. That I didn't think that was a proper interpretation of events, in so much as I wasn't even involved in this thing until it was already a huge story. No, I do promise letting you write, because what you write is being linked to by your own publication as evidence of something that is not the case, or that you're not willing to stand by. They're saying I made it up. You, the person who reported on this and whose articles are being linked to in that article saying I made it up, are telling me you don't think I made it up. And I think Gawker should clarify that. You think that's reasonable or not?
So what do you want? You want me to put an update saying that you didn't make it up?
You don't have to say that, but I'd like to. If you think I made it up, I need you to say so directly. If you don't think I made it up, I'd like you to please clarify that, because you're writing this bullshit thing like that. There's no other way to interpret that really, except for that I'm making it up. Especially when Gawker itself is linking to those articles and saying I made it up outright. Do what? Yeah, does that surprise you? I do all this kind of shit all the time. Okay. But anyway, just do what you want. I just wanted to just let you know how I feel about that. I really appreciate. I don't know what you think of me, and I'm sure there's obviously legitimate criticisms of me. Let's stick to legitimate criticisms, or stand by them if you're going to make them you know, by proxy. But the fact is that there's someone else at Gawker. Maybe I should talk to her too. Never mind. Well, anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
You know.
What? All right, bye.